Hello. We actually are playing something different. Humans. You don't play them very often because they're a tough team to play. This person is pretty good though. Let's see what they got. Good ogre. That's solid skills, and block is especially good. Strength 4 blitzer with guard is nice. Block guard. Agility catch is really good. This is kind of like a bit of a one-turner as well with the sure feet there. One with sidestep blodge, yeah, that's good. An agility 4 thrower with blow. Okay, I can see where they've done well. Their team has leveled up favourably. They got a couple of elves, effectively. And then a couple of really good bashy players. Yeah, that's probably all I need to know. They've got a wizard and a babe, maybe? Unless they like to play a different way. How many players do they have? They seem like they have a decent amount. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, they got 13. So they could go bribes as well. Oh, my opponent's disappeared temporarily. I assume they'll be back though, because they've got a good record here. They don't want to lose this. I mean, they only lost once. Hopefully they'll be right back. I don't think our team is anything you look at and think, boy, I can't beat that. Because it's really not. So you get 6 minutes to reconnect, and then you concede, and I think you get that like 5 times. So people that really want to be a pain, people who want to sort of I guess you would call it like griefing effectively. But, you know, if they get angry at you, some people will just disconnect for 5 minutes, walk away, reconnect, disconnect for 5 minutes, walk away, and they'll make the game last, you know, like even longer than it would if they just stayed there and played. But mainly for you. Thankfully it doesn't happen very often, and you can report it if people do that. So he's probably back and having a look at our team now. I expect to see a wizard. And I shouldn't forget about it like I did last time. But 2 bribes would be pretty solid as well. One bribe. I hope he doesn't delve too deeply into his own cash. That would be sad. Okay, he didn't. That's pretty sensible. That means he gets a free chance to keep somebody in the game that's important without feeling like it's compromising his usual ability. But also it does mean we don't have to worry about the wizard, which is nice. We can just kind of play our game. We will get fouled. It's to be expected. I think they'll go and attack first, especially with the bribe. Alright, so let's bring you on. I should probably reorder my team so that he starts as many times as I've forgotten about him. How much Mighty Blow do they have? Have they Mighty Blowed up their blitzers? They haven't, which is pretty solid, honestly. Guard is in some ways more useful. I mean, they could have one, but they do have the fairly reliable ogre, so that's fair enough. Oh yeah, we have our guard beast. Oh, he only has 12 players. How did I miscount that? Must have had a line I missed somewhere. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with this. He could try and attack fast if he wants. Humans are pretty fast on the whole, with the movement 7 blitzers and the movement 8 catchers. So they are no slouches at, they're always surprisingly maneuverable. You kind of think of elves as being fast, but actually these guys can keep up with elves pretty well. Apart from wood elves. So we'll see. They tend to be, in my experience of playing with and against them, sometimes it really depends on how their 3+s go, because almost everything they do is 3+s with rerolls. From the catchers catching and dodging, to the throwers throwing and picking up. So it depends on how well that goes. Okay, that's a pretty shallow kick, which has resulted in a touchback, unfortunately. But he was going to pick it up anyway with sure hands and dodge. I mean, sure hands and agility 4. He might put it on someone different now. He could put it on his blitzer. Nope. That's probably wise. You want this guy in the mix. Yes, we will wrestle. I assume Yoga's going to clobber our guard guy. Oh, maybe not. Can still have a go at him there. Alright, nice. So the nice thing about this is, unless he comes in from behind... Okay, he's going to come in from behind, fair enough. I mean, this guy's technically reasonably valuable. So if he can knock him out, that's nice. And plus, he doesn't really want to leave the guard there upright, because kind of lets me do a lot of retaliation. Okay, looks like he's going for a foul. He's probably going to foul this guy as well. He wants a good fouling target. Although, he's going to have to do it with a catcher now. So I don't know if I'd have done that exactly how he did. But I suppose you expect the bribe to work. He's going all in on it as well. I guess if he can attrition us out with fouling, that works pretty well for him. But I think because he's kind of formed up in this way, I think we try and surround with everybody else, regardless of what happens here. Oh, an injury. I think we just let Thrush go there. It's a bit early for using an Apo. A bad bribe here would be... Okay, never mind. I'd have liked that to have been punished there. The fact he decided to use a catcher on that. Alright, so let's get our own guard in here and going. Of course, we're missing one of those now, so that was good solid play there by him. Does the Minotaur want to get in here somewhere? Yes, he does. You only have a 1 dice here. I'd have liked to have hit this guy, but I could hit this guy as well. Let's go around here. We'll get this guy in the front. Gotta be careful here. I want to leave somebody... Yeah, this guy has to be our reserve guy. You can go around there. And then we'll just see what we can do here, if anything. Be nice to get a retaliatory... Yeah, KO something. So the nice thing is bribe used first turn. I mean, it was probably worth it. But at least it means he can't, you know, he's not just keeping going. Yeah, this was the unfortunate thing. Yeah, Mighty Blow doing work there. And that gives him guard. Although he'd need to kind of stand some guys up to get some... Okay, yeah, so he's going to stand these guys up so he can get a hit here. But I think going after the catches is probably worth it at some point. With our Mighty Blow. We got one guarder out, so this side is a lot weaker now. We need to try and weaken up this side, if we can. Yeah, humans is one of those weird races where they can kind of outbash you sometimes. And it's always a bit confusing. So he's got this. He's going to try and work down the line somewhat, I assume. And if he gets some lucky armor breaks on our armor value 9, then we could be in trouble. Does that give you enough for the strength 5? Yeah, it does. Okay. Yeah, I think they actually outguard us. Right now, at least. Normally, I would have more guard. But obviously, that's not how we're playing. This is a 1 dice. I don't think he can improve it, so that's nice at least. And we can hit back here. Is he blitzing this guy? Or is he just standing... Okay. Oh, I didn't see him behind the ogre. He might foul him as well. Depends how aggressive he wants to go. If he moves in, he's... No, okay, he's not. Now, we have a 2 dice here. We'll see what we do. He might actually dodge here. Okay, he's 1 dicing. I probably see that as worthwhile, pushing him away. He's not going to follow on that. Now he's done blocking. Unless he's really feeling lucky. Okay, he's feeling lucky. Alrighty, so I think we try and get our guys back in position that we can. Oh, that's a pity. That's really unfortunate, actually. Let's see if you want to go. You do. I'm actually not going to follow in because our other guy... Alright, that's good. That's another guard out, I think. Okay, where are we clawing this time? I think we do come in here. Can't claw this guy who I really want to. Could come in with the Minotaur this way. It's moderately risky, but it does have its upsides. Okay, no dice there, so we will just stay where we are. Okay, stunned something. Could come all the way around there. I don't think I want to. I think I'm happy kind of standing him up in this area. Let's go here to make it kind of awkward to come through. And drop back with hair as well. And I think we are going to attempt to dodge out here. I don't expect it to work. He might try and work around us now, but we've kind of kept our tackle guys a little bit in the back here. He's got most of his force over here. We've kind of committed a bit over here, but we have left some key players over here with the high strength in front of it, so you know, we're not completely in trouble here. He's 2 down. I think I'm 2 down. Yep. So we're on even numbers. He's got a stun. We got a player come back next turn. So everything's pretty much status quo. Could get a couple of hits in here if he wants to commit heavily with guard, but it looks like he's coming in on the strength 5. Which honestly is kind of a bold move because I know the ogre's got mighty blow, but this is on value 9, so it's not the be all and end all. That's risky. That's less risky. So it looks like he's going to try and knock this guy down. Okay, a couple of pushes this turn has been really good for us. Does he push him away to get the guard away from his ogre? Because this is a tempting target now, because his ogre's being a pain. Getting a claw on the ogre might be quite nice. You do not have a block anywhere. I think even if he brings both these guys around, which would be crazy, he's only getting a 1 dice. No, he could get a 2 dice, but you're putting your ball carrier in a bad place then. This is an elf dodge here, so this should be pretty safe. So we do have a couple blitzes right off the bat here. I mean a couple of blocks, I should say. We definitely want you up. I guess we try this. Yep, down we go again. Russell's really working for him. I think that being the case, we will drop this guy back. Oh, I have a potential hit on this guy, actually. And this guy is actually more annoying than the ogre in his own way. I'm not sure I like that. Let's bring him here. Bring him here. So this does leave them a passage down the side, but we do have both our claws in place. I mean, both our tackles in place. Alright, ogre's down for now. He's going to stay where he is. And we can actually switch this guy out so we can move this guy around, so that kind of works out. I mean, maybe he'll move. Okay, he moved. I think we follow that. Skip this guy around to here. Still have this claw on this side. If the Minotaur would like to do some work, that would be great. Honestly, after last game, I'll take... I mean, not after last game. After last game, he didn't have to do anything. But after the game before, I'll take anything he's willing to contribute. So he has 4 players up. Is he gonna blitz here somehow? I mean, if he does that, he's not really progressing. But he doesn't seem worried about progressing, which I can understand because he's very fast. So he can get around us pretty easily, but there's a potential that he loses the initiative on blocking. Which he really doesn't want to do. It's a solid team though, and he's playing pretty solidly. Using the ogre to blitz all the time makes sense from the standpoint of, is he going to try and get another block on him? Like, it makes sense because he has block, but obviously the 1 in 6 chance of him not doing anything every turn is a potential problem. Okay. Flank change? I mean, you don't have a block here, so you're giving me a block with somebody, I think. I'd like to get this guard more involved, but if it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Which is a downside to only having 2 guards left. He at least has 2 guards out, so he's down to 3 guards. He's got 5 guards. We can potentially take this hit again, which is nice. Okay, the fact he's running away is nice, but of course he's a good thrower, so this is no indication that, you know, he's not going to have a tough time moving the ball, especially keeping the catches back as well. So we kind of do, with him giving us this opportunity to work on his team, we need our guys to do some work on his team. Successful dodge there. Oh, and he's coming in here. Interesting. So we get up there. I think we do take this hit. We're okay with that. We'll just stay where we are. I could have a claw hit on the ogre. Although we do have the potential of a pretty good hit already. So I think we just try and hit him with the Chaos Warrior first, see how it does. Yeah, that didn't work out. I didn't realize he laughed afterwards. Okay, so next we try this. Yeah, I want him on the ground. So we greed rerolled that. No armor break, unfortunately. I think we move around here to give the Minotaur at least an initial 2 dice. We've got to have our sweeper in place. I mean 3 dice, obviously. I think we actually try the Minotaur hit first, because without the reroll it's actually, in a weird way, more reliable. A stun is not bad, but it's not serious work, really. No knockdown there could be unfortunate. Okay, so not as much out that as we'd like, and we did use a reroll. How does he have 3 rerolls? Did we both get... Did he get a free reroll at the beginning? It's too late to find out now. Okay, that... I was hoping that was going to be a split, but I don't think it was. It's kind of hard to tell at this stage. I don't see a little arrow sign as well, so I think that was just a get up situation. But obviously that weakens the center for him hugely. So does he push now? And can he push with enough to make it count so that we can't retaliate? With this guy here and this guy here, it's not necessarily as easy as he'd like. I don't know if he'd try and come down on the Chaos Warrior and knock him over, but I don't see that being a big change to the state of the game right now. So he's retreating again, by the looks of it. It's sensible to keep this guy out of my way. Oh, okay. What's that about? What's he worried about with this guy? Okay, that was a really weird blitz. I'm not sure what he's trying for here. What would that have done? Okay. He's just trying to get some extra hits in. I'd probably reroll that, even though this is a pretty dodgy move. Okay, that's nice. He did he buy? I don't think he bought a babe, so he's just on Appos. So will he use an Appo for the stun? No, he didn't. So we don't have any permanent injuries, so these guys are probably all coming back, but he is losing his guard guys bit by bit now. And we could theoretically surf this guy. Okay, no dice there. I want to send somebody up to threaten. I don't really want it to be this guy, but it could be. I wanted to keep him back, but I suppose at least we have one tackle back here. It makes sense to have a tackle doing this, actually. Okay, so that did not work out. Not the way we'd have wanted anyway. I guess we bring this in here. We don't actually have a lot of hits this turn. Could go for a 3 dice on the catcher for what it's worth. Okay, we got him over, so it was worth something. A stun is good. I think we do make this a 3 dice as well. I think we bring this guy back a touch. And we can... Should we stand somebody on this guy? I guess we should. No, I want to keep the middle. I want to keep my guys in the middle so they can react either way. It means he can do something with this guy, but... Like, he can get up and run to here, but it's not a big deal necessarily. Okay, no armor break, but he is over and he's kind of in a pickle, so... Yeah. And we're making a threat here. It's not necessarily an amazing threat. He may even decide to, like, move this guy up and, like, dodge blitz him. But if he's doing that, he's still staying back. And if this goes to... If he just decides to say, well, hey, we didn't have a good half, we'll try and steal it on their half. And score then, that's fair enough. But it does only give him 1 turn to get his KOs back, so... That's a positive for us, maybe. It's feeling more and more like he's going to have to make a bit of a bold play soon. Looks like he might be considering blitzing with the ogre. Because he hasn't got him up yet. I don't think you attempt to reroll that with Loner and... Yeah. Because if it goes wrong, we're in on the thrower, which is just bad news. Is he going to run back? Or is he going to try and make... He can only run so far back, so he might have to sacrifice the catcher. I don't know what he's going to do here. Okay, he's gonna run back and use the catcher as I don't think we can reach that. Yeah, we can reach it, but we can't do anything about it. Where's this guy going? Is he gonna run back in the end zone as well? No, he's making a play. Sort of. Okay, so I see what he's going for here. Down goes the ogre. You're not achieving much right now, so you head back here. Now obviously we can't blitz him with this guy, but I'm not necessarily against putting this guy right against him. But I have to kind of choose my order of doing things here. We could knock this guy down, which would free up this guy to blitz. I'd rather obviously blitz with the tail, but even if I get this guy held against the line and pop this guy next to him, that is actually pretty useful still. So we'll do the inevitable wrestle here. We'll attempt this blitz. Alright, so it is as we feared. We'll push him against the line. Now for the more dodgy stuff. This seems more useful, so let's do this first. Okay. Well, that went well. Doesn't mean we're out of the woods, but I'm certainly not sure what he's going to do. Because he can't get anybody back to help the thrower, so the thrower is just pure dodging out of this, and we have tackle. Now it's still a 3 plus 2, oh, it's a 4 plus... No, it's a 3 plus 2, 2 plus because he's an elf. This guy doesn't have an easy catch here though, and he doesn't have an easy time getting out either. So is he going to dodge somebody over to try and blitz this to make it a bit easier? Okay, he blitzed here, which is fair enough. That should be able to give him enough to get away from this guy, unfortunately. But the fact he's doing that means he's not, you know, putting in a pass this turn. And it means we can potentially put this guy up here depending on what else happens here. And obviously this guy's still in trouble. Okay, tail and tackle did nothing there. Okay, this guy's just going to come and stand this guy up. No reason not to reroll that. Yeah, he did some pretty dodgy stuff there, but it worked out for him, so it's okay. So we try this. Okay, that is good. That's one guy on the ball. So we can double GFA to get here. We're not blitzing him, but I wasn't really expecting to blitz him. Unless the Minotaur blitzes him, but he's not likely to go over. Let's see, I'd like to free up this guy, can I? Theoretically. Oh, the Russells are being a problem again. You should at least stand up. That gives us 3 dice here. That is good. Let's see, we will actually stay on that one. We could actually, yeah, I think we've got to try that. But it kind of depends on how well this goes. I do not need Stag to... Yeah, okay. So now, do we do this first? No. We have to get this guy back in range. And then we're doing a dodge blitz. Ah, rats. Yeah, we do want to reroll. Do we attempt this now? So what would he need? He'd need like a 2. It's doable. Okay, there we go. Oh, and the stun as well. Okay, that's pretty huge. That was worth the risk. So we got a 3+3+ to... Oh, just a 3+ with a reroll to score here. Those are pretty easy to fail, so we can't bank on it, but we did stop him from scoring, and that is pretty nice. So he's going for damage, which makes sense. Oh, that worked really well. Yeah, we're gonna get him back. Because we've already lost one guard, we can't have 2 guards out here. Regardless of what happens up at the top of the screen, we're going to need him back. I don't know what's going to happen here, but you have to presume that all 4 are going to come back, because that's what always happens. What are you planning here? You gonna do a 2 dice here on the... Probably reroll that. It's turn 8. So yeah, so obviously now we're more vulnerable. But we're sort of playing for a hopeful win here. We may lose some players, who knows. It's always the risk of doing like a tactical apothecary. Is he going for a foul here? Okay, he's going for a foul with a lot of dodges. But hey, it worked. That was kind of unlikely. So that's a lot of 3+s he just rolled. But it worked out for him. Okay, I feel like we deserve that. We played good defense there, so failing that last roll would have been a bit harsh. But it's always possible. Okay, that's actually super good. And that's nice as well. Although, not essential, I don't think. I don't know who that was. Volt, yeah. Not a major player. So he's now on 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's missing his high strength guard, a guard, and his sidestep catcher. So we need not to get blitzed. And then we go for the slow push. What's our biggest dangers here? The ogre could be a pain if he gets in on us. And we need to watch out for the agility blodgers, because they could cause us issues. If he throws them in at us, we retaliate with hair. So we'll put a guy out wide that side. Put a guy out wide this side. I'm actually thinking to spread a little bit here in case we get a bad blitz situation. Let's put somebody back as well. And put you here instead. Okay. I'm very wary of the blitz. Because I feel like we had a good... Okay, so he gets the extra reroll, which I guess maybe he got... No, he did have 3 rerolls. Okay, does he have leader? No. Does he not have a... Didn't he does have a thrower, right? Yeah, he doesn't have leader. I guess he just had a solid 3 rerolls. I'm thinking of the Dark Elf game we just played. The straight into the catch is nice there, but it's not like completely unexpected or anything. Guess we try this first. Nothing doing. We retreat to here. Bring up Rabbit. And let's go for this one. Okay, he doesn't have wrestle. This is nice. We go for this one. He does have wrestle, so I think I'm just going to push because I want to keep my guards up on their feet. And we'll stay. We have our cage intact, so we'll try the 3 dice. Very nice. Stun. And let's see. Yeah, let's put Vole up next to Stag just to make sure. So it's a little open around the back, but it's not open. And it's going to take a whole lot of dodging to get around there. So yeah, they must have 3 guards on the field because they had 5. 1, 2, didn't they? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not seeing a 5th. Maybe I was wrong about that. So they had 4, and they're down to 2, and we're on 2. So what are they going to prioritize in terms of removal here? It looks like this guy's blitzing. Is he just going to blitz into the middle here? Yeah. The good news is, because we laid it up... Okay. Oh, he can get in on... here, that's my mistake there. Does he learn to reroll that? I feel like he's gonna... He wants this guy out of here. He didn't. Okay, that took some restraint. So he probably just brings in the guard to make sure I don't hit him back now. Of course, the downside to that is I might just decide to hit his guard. If I can get this guy free. I think I need one more assist here, so we'll pop in our tackle. Down goes the guard. Can I follow that? No, I can't. Didn't really work out anyway. Let's push this guy around. I'm tempted to blitz the Minotaur into the Ogre, which is a bit crazy, but I don't think it's too crazy. Okay, that's good. Oh, we could go after the catcher. It'd be a 3 dice into 2 dice. No, I think we go after the Ogre because he's in contact with the cage. He'll probably just stay where he is. I mean, maybe he wants to be here, actually, so he can be next to this guy. He'll probably stand firm this... No, he didn't. Okay. I don't know what he's going to do, apparently. And let's see. I could go stand here. No, let's stand here. Let's just give him 1 block a turn. This is a very tight cluster here, but we're in no hurry to score. A lot of this is going to come down to who starts getting any removals. We could potentially try and start moving. But I'm not going to move with any kind of major haste, because there's just no need. If he comes round to block us too far this side, I think we just take like a cage up this way. Just avoid it, let the ogre do his thing over here. What's the plan here? Okay, the retreat. The ogre's going to blitz somebody. He could go either way. He's probably going to blitz a strength 5 because he doesn't like him. But this is the easier one to remove, so he might blitz in here. Puts him in contact with claws. Yeah, doesn't want that. So down goes bear. I wonder if he's going to try and foul. I don't think he fouls him. Especially if he might just get a straight... Nope, no straight removal. So we have a Minotaur block on the guard. Yeah, I think we begin to move this way and let the ogre be out of position here. I'm actually very tempted. Yeah, I think I'm... Yeah, okay, I think I know what I'm going to do. We're going to bring this guy in here. We're going to block this way here. Let's actually stay on that. Then we're going to move this way. You could get to here. You could get to here. Get stag going again. I think our dodging has actually been really solid. I think our dice have been pretty reasonable this game. So we don't have a full cage here, which means, yeah, it's going to be awkward to get around. And we have both his guards marked up over here. Now he can obviously take this guy down, but we did put a pretty solid wall in here as well. So yeah, rabbit was unfortunately a sacrifice there. But keeping the ogre down here is really good for us. And he didn't die or anything, so he can get back up and do the same again next turn. So this is a blitz and it's just a push, which means I assume they're going to try and reform over here. But they're going to be 2 guys down at least. I expect this guy just to... I could dodge away. These guys probably both want to dodge away if he wants to try and screen us off. And he can certainly screen us off, but we're not in a big hurry, so that's okay. If he stops us from scoring, that's fine. I'm kind of done trying to take on this ogre now. Unless we absolutely need to. So now the dodges begin. Yeah, he's going to set a screen here. And that's all he can really do. He can't get this guy across. Alright, so... Do we engage at all here? I don't think we do. Not heavily. No, he's presented with us with a nice blitzer to go after. I think we move this guy up here just in case the blitz goes wrong. And then we see if Hare is feeling violent today. Apparently not. So that's a bit of a pain. So we need to try and protect him a bit now. Yeah, he could get in an arcade a little bit here, so I think I'm going to leave this as is. That wasn't really the ideal turn, but we need to remember we don't need to move, so... The emphasis is on him to engage. Now, he might at some point come in and try and surround us. Or he might try and concentrate on doing something over here. We kind of hope in a weird way that he concentrates his efforts on this side. Okay, that's pretty sensible. If he puts another one here, this guy gets a block here, and he can also blitz in a bit more easily. So he's going after Hare. Might reroll that. Might go for the greed reroll. Nope. No, he can't surf this guy. So that's nice. Okay, yeah, he's coming in. Where's he blitzing? Blitzing on Raccoon, probably. The weak link. Okay, he's cage diving. Fair enough. This one he probably rerolls. So cage diving is always a bit risky. Okay, we can get this guy in here. A bit of a poor turn here for sure. Pushes all around here. Can we get the ball safe? Not as safe as I'd like, honestly. Not sure I'm ready to foul yet. I think we do this. And then where are we going to go? We're going to just hide here for now. Probably. So I think we drop down to here. Because that puts the tail on there. We go here. We go here. We drop back here for a full cage. So he can do this, but it's not necessarily a perfect situation. And then we just try the Minotaur, see if he's willing. Let's go this way because we can push this guy off. Very nice. So we dropped contact with our main line there, which is important. Obviously he can knock them out. I mean, maybe I'll do some chain stuff here. Let's see. Where are we at? We've got 4 turns left, sure. Okay. That was actually pretty nice. I expected to get sent off and not do any damage, but either way, it's just a little bonus. And the Minotaur being there, I mean, he can chain push him down here for 1 dice, but what's he moving where that is dangerous, especially with these 2 guys stunned? Okay, so he's trying to get the ogre back involved, which we kind of anticipated he might want to do. He's taking some heavy risks now. So what's the plan here? I mean, he probably just wants him in the area. I think he does probably 1 dice. He might 1 die it with this guy. Okay, 1 died it with the guard. I guess that gets the guard in here if he wants to. No, he doesn't want to. Have you blitzed? Yeah, oh yeah, the ogre blitz, that's right. I'm not sure what this was about. I guess it does make this block a bit more awkward. Okay, so you can potentially move here. Or you could move here. You could potentially move, if you move here, and you move here, you keep that nice tail going. Let's drop you back, and drop you back. Let's try and get rid of this guard if we can. Perfect. Might use this first Apo here, but that's fine. He's thinking on it. Yeah, I'd probably agree it's not necessarily worth it. Let's see, what are we on there? We're on a 1 dice. I think we do pop him here and attempt this. Should really have got this guy up already. He's probably going to stay where he is. This is just to be a pain, really. Oh, that's 2 dice against. Okay, yeah, I think we just stick with that. So I think he's going to go again. Maybe he's going to go with the dodge in, but it's much worse now. So Rabbit has been sacrificed once again. Keeping the ogre there. Oh, he's going to... Okay. Yeah, and he's still got this guy. But this guy's going to have to go a long way, and he's not going to have a lot of room to get rid of it once he gets down here. Or, you know, I guess he could throw it down the field. And then it becomes a question of can he get anybody down the field. Is he considering just blitzing into the cage? He's having a good hard think about it, which is fair enough. If this guy doesn't end up moving, because this guy falls over, we're looking at a 3 dice here. Okay, 1 dicing the Minotaur. That worked out. So Stag is on the floor. I don't think that changes this any. But I think we, like, occupied a couple of his people doing that, so that's worth it in and of itself. Okay, he is going for this, which is fair enough. That's why we had that, because now he's got to use his reroll here, although he can use, that means he can use the dodge here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we intentionally made that pretty tough. That was no accident. Okay, so Stag has decided lying down is best. Got a 2 dice here. Or do we do this? Yeah, I guess we follow. This is a 3 dice. We'll keep him where he is because he's kind of better over here. Let's see. Do you want to move away from our claw? Because if not, we're gonna. Okay, no. Excellent. So where do we want to be now? Here? Here maybe? Yeah, I think so. Nice. Let's make this as awkward as we can. We haven't put up a scoring threat because we're not really too worried about scoring. Having this guy stunned is nice. Obviously he has to get a scoring threat in place as well, which will be this guy just running down the field. Unfortunately he's a pretty good scoring threat as well. Stunning the ogre this turn was very nice because it gave us a chance to move in the middle with less fear. Okay, he's using this guy as a scoring threat. Is he going to try the dive in again? It's kind of more awkward now because of this guard. Should probably put a guard either side of the cage, which maybe I'll do next turn if I have the ability, but we'll see how much he kind of gets us involved here. Okay, coming in with the 2 dice against. Nothing doing. Okay, so I think the plan is to try and get a guard either side of the cage. Can I do that? No, but I can get one. I can get one next to it in the middle of it at least. So there shouldn't be any way he can dive in on us where it's not a problem. Nope. Let's try and knock this guy down. Nothing. And then I guess try and knock this guy down. Okay, that did work. And we keep the tail on the problem guy. Alright, and now we just cross our fingers and hope that he doesn't produce a miracle here. We've made this really hard, honestly. Whatever way he comes, he's looking at 2 dice against. An awkward pickup because both of his guys who would want to pick up are kind of far away. But it's definitely doable. I don't think this changes anything. Yeah, honestly this is his best bet because this guy has Wrestle as well, which is actually a pretty useful skill. Okay, so the first part kind of worked, except... Okay, just a push, so it didn't work. He rolled the 6 he needed to get in the cage, but he did not get the ball loose, so we are done apart from fouling there. And maybe a block here. Yeah, he probably... Okay, no, he's going for the foul. He could go for both. He could move this guy up. That'd be a 1 dice. Might still do it, although it's high risk. Nope. Well, we eked that one out. We probably could have pushed on and scored there if we had really wanted to, but I think it would have taken a bit of risk because his team was very, very fast across the pitch. So I think we actually did better doing what we did. Oh, and Wolf got the MVP, which is good. Puts him one closer to actually doing something, so traditionally now is the time when he dies. But yeah, we had double his blocks. We never KO'd him, which was unfortunate, but I think we made the right decision with our apothecary getting our warrior back in, because that was very useful to have that strength and guard situation going on. We were able to kind of manage his guard And I think he played possibly too flighty for his own good, especially in the first half. I mean, we've done that a few times ourselves. We tried to, you know, not do anything too risky, but in the end his lack of risk turned into a bigger risk. Well, let's have a look. I'm pretty sure nobody leveled up there. Nobody ever levels up anymore. Yeah, we've got a lot of people on the verge. Stagger's still to do anything. He actually had a really good game there, though. He was mostly pretty obedient, and he didn't have a bad block the whole game. I think he knocked people over and probably got KO or stuns here and there. Honestly, just staying on his feet and pushing people around was useful in itself. Our warriors were really the stars of the show there, just kind of holding it down, making it awkward to move. I also think Skunk proved the tail tackle combo is pretty useful if you put it in the right place. And oh, Badger's one away. Yeah, we're pretty close on a few guys. He's a touchdown away. He's a throw away. MVP away. And then these guys are close, but we try not to play them if we don't have to. Alright, that's we're beginning to have a reasonable looking record, although we're never going to make up for this, unfortunately. But at least we're pushing in the right way. I will catch you for the next game. Bye for now.